Okay, so I'll just go in and show you a little bit of the inside of this platform. Now, I just showed you in this account. I'm going to use the other account to show you. I just showed you in this account so that you could see our phone call that we just got off of. So you can see here, here's you as a contact, because like I said, you're in this other system. I can see, so this is actually, now I don't know if this is accurate or not, because I can move you around from one list to another list to keep you kind of segregated. But what this is kind of telling me is that you came from the text in bulk list. So that tells me that maybe the first communication happened, and yeah, that's what this is saying. The first communication happened from you coming to textinbulk.com and you clicking on that little call or text us button, and you requested a text message. So that text message was sent out, and that's how this initial relationship has started. And I can see that started back on August 31st, and I can see, hey, we had a 20-minute conversation here, got disconnected, another 4 minutes, sent you a video, we had some, looks like you came back again to our website and filled out that text message again, we had some more conversation, we had another conversation, another short conversation. So looks like the other conversations that we had were outside of this platform. It was me calling you from this number right here, because this is the number we were talking on a second ago, because it's my Skype number, and I just have it set whenever you call the number that you know for me, which is a number that we refer to here as the text in bulk test line, because we do testing from that particular phone number. So whenever you call that phone number, it just gets forwarded to my Skype number. But as you can see, I still get to play in the middle and catch the call and catch the conversation. So to kind of give you a top down of the platform. So everything basically starts in the platform by you going into your settings tab and just giving us your Twilio credentials. So the reason that we do this is actually, for pricing. So if you were to look at one of our competitors that only offer just the text message only side of things, let's look at their plan here. That's $299. Okay, they've got a $299 plan. They're giving you 3,000 text messages. Okay, so they're charging you 10 cents per text message is what they're charging. Now, what we do is we allow you to integrate directly with the same carrier that these guys are using. These guys are using Twilio, and you can log into their account and you can verify that they're using Twilio as a carrier. The same carrier that we allow you to integrate with it here, we ask you to integrate with here. Okay, so they're using them. Twilio charges 0.0075. That's what Twilio charges per text message. Okay, so these guys are charging you 10 cents per text message. We're allowing you to get this rate right here, less than 1 cent per message, by just integrating into Twilio. So let's say you get on, let's say this is what these guys charge. Okay, they charge $299. Let's say you get on our highest plan on text in bulk, which is $149 a month, which gives you unlimited access. It gives you unlimited access to all of these features, all of these SMS features. There's some of these features that even Zingle does not have. And also, they don't have any of these calling features. We give you access to all these calling features. They don't have these CRM features. We give you access to these, and we give you access to these additional features as well that you can see just by looking at the features on our website. So their plan is $299 a month. Our highest plan is $149 a month. So you can see that you save $150. Now, they are giving you 3,000 text messages per month. We're technically giving you 0 text messages per month, but we're allowing you to integrate with the carrier that charges less than a quarter of a cent. So if we were to convert the savings that you get by using our platform and not their platform into data through your carrier, what was that? 299 minus 149 divided by 0.0075 close rate. I'm giving you 20,000 text messages for the same price that they're giving you 3,000 text messages. Okay, right. So does it make sense why we ask you to do that? If you use these guys, you're going to pay $299 a month. They're going to give you 3,000 text messages and a lot less features than we're going to give you. Okay, now if you use us, we're going to charge you $149 a month, and you're just going to plug in your Twilio credentials. Here, you don't have to plug in Twilio credentials because they set Twilio up for you and don't tell you about Twilio, but that is who they use. So they don't tell you about Twilio at all, and they just say, hey, Twilio is going to charge you less than 1 cent per text message. I'm going to charge you at this rate. If you're giving me $2.99, I'm going to charge you 10 cents per text message. If you come over here, they're charging almost 20 cents per text message if you come to a 49 rate plan. So anyways, they're going to, for that $2.99, they're going to give you 3,000 text messages. If you were to spend that same $2.99 in our platform, pay us $149 and pay Twillo the other $150, you're getting 20,000 text messages. So you're getting, 500% what they're getting. So anyways, it all starts with here. You come in, just pop in your Twillo credentials. So those are really easy to get, and it's free to sign up for a Twillo account. So you pop in those credentials, and then you're actually going to create just one configuration. And you can see it's really easy. Whenever you create a configuration, you just give a name, you give an initial Twillo number, and then we just ask you to give your name, and then you're done. That's all you literally have to do. And you're just going to do that one time. After you do it that one time, everything else is going to be automatically created in the platform. And we will most likely remove this so that it's done automatically, because some people seem like they get confused by that. All you do is just create that one. I always create one instantly and call it browser call. That's just so your numbers, if you want to receive phone calls in this browser, that you'll be able to receive phone calls in this browser. Okay, so and then this API is if you want to use our Zapier integration. So if you want to be able to integrate with Zapier and use our Zapier integration, you just need to create this API token. And if you want to use emails, if you want to be able to send emails out from the platform, then you just need to configure your email. And you can we recommend using your Gmail, because you have more capabilities with your Gmail, and it's a lot easier, quicker to configure. But you could use Postmark or your standard SMTP if you want. So now you've done those simple little things. Really, all you need to do is this Twillo configuration, and this email configuration is really all you need to do, unless you want to get incoming calls. If you want to get incoming calls, then you just need to go to this TWML and just create one. The rest of these will be created automatically, because these are being created whenever you create IVRs. So for your browser call, you just create one. And like I said, I'll most likely change that so you don't even have to do that, because it confuses people. So now that you've hooked up your Twillo account, then it's pretty simple. You can come in here and buy a new phone number. So let's say I want to buy a new phone number. What region, what area code do you want me to find a phone number from? 569?
561.
561. Okay.
South Florida.
So let's grab a South Florida number. How about this one?
Sure.
That looks good. 660-9556. Pretty easy to remember. 3630. Anyways, let's just choose this one because we don't really care about it. So we're gonna get that one. Now we have that. Now we have that number. So if we want, we can give this number a little nice name so that we can remember what this number is actually for, because it's very possible that we have, like me in this account, I have 4 different numbers already. So I want to be able to remember what those are for. So now I have that number. So now I just want to actually configure that number real quick because it's a new number. So here's that number, South Florida Demo. So I can see it doesn't have any configuration here whatsoever yet. So I'm just going to quickly configure that. So do I want to receive incoming text messages on this phone number? Most likely, yes. So I'm going to change that configuration, and I'm going to use an auto response. Okay. I'm going to use an auto response. I have some auto responders built already, which I'll show you later in the demo.
Cool.
So I've got those built already. So I'm going to use this software marketing because since I already have this number now, what I'm actually going to do is a couple other things I'll show you in the system. I'll go in and generate a whole bunch of leads in South Florida, and then I'm going to use this number to market to them about this particular software and try to see if they're interested in becoming a user of this software. So now I can get incoming text messages as soon as I enable this. And what the auto responder basically means is those incoming text messages are going to be applied to some keyword logic for this generic software marketing auto responder. And if we match those keywords, then we'll auto respond with messages so that I don't have to physically message them. Now for my call. How should I handle calls that are coming in? Do I just want to receive that call in the browser, or do I want to put that call into some IVR, some interactive voice options?
I don't I don't know. I would think when the calls come in, it's going to, for my situation, it's going to be forwarded to like a business owner.
Okay. So we can do that. We can do that in a few different ways. Okay. So for example, we could create an IVR. We could create an IVR and say, hey, this is bestcardeals.com. If you want to find the best car deals in your area, just put in your zip code and I'll connect you to the dealer that will give you the best deal. Okay. So now I can just go into the IVR and create options of different zip codes in South Florida. And for each different option, if you put in one zip code, I can forward you to one business. If you put in a different zip code, I can forward you to a different business. And then I can basically approach those businesses and those zip codes and sell them the number spot, right? Where when people are calling my generic phone number because I'm advertising for good car deals, now whenever they call and they say, hey, I want a good deal on a car and this zip code, I'm going to send that lead to you if you pay me $5 a month or whatever. So I would do that. I could do that in an IVR. So this is just giving me the options menu. So for what you're saying, we'll just do it this way. For what you're saying, we're just for what you're saying, we'll just send this to a browser call. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll just send this to a browser call. And before I do that, let's just grab this guy right here. And then let's grab Skype. And I'm just going to first go to Skype and I'm going to have this play through my speakers because if not, you won't be able to hear it if it comes through my headphones. So now that that's going, let's call this number. Now this is what was happening to you.
So you're calling that number.
I'm calling that number I just registered.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached
That's really weird. That Twilio gave me that number, and he still sounds like he's going to somebody else's business. But let's just change that here real quick. I would have assumed that I would have got an application error had occurred here, and that's what's happening. It's just hanging up an application error. So I'm trying to call that number, and the call is not going through. So in order to change that, let's just do that call configuration. Let's do that browser call and just submit that. Okay. So now we'll call this guy again.
So when you buy this new phone number, basically that just dumps into my Twilio account, right?
Yeah, you see this guy? You see this guy calling? Here's my Skype number calling, and I'm letting you know he's calling that South Florida demo number. So now you can see that call is coming instantly in my browser. But yes, to answer your question, whenever, if you were to go now inside your Twilio account, you would see all these numbers inside your Twilio account that you've authenticated, because that's all we're doing is provisioning these numbers through your Twilio account. The same thing that these guys are going to charge you $5 a month for. These guys actually don't allow you, by the way, to get text messages back, which is the crazy thing. But yeah, these numbers are just in your Twilio account. These are numbers that you provision from your Twilio account, and you're taking advantage of that low Twilio price. And that's the great thing about our platform, because all these other platforms are also using Twilio, but their entire pricing model is to upcharge the Twilio price. So Twilio is charging you $1 a month per phone number. These guys are charging you between $5 to $25. If you go to Easy Texting, if you look at that competitor, they charge you $25 per number per month, and that's all they're doing is upcharging. You always save money in our platform because we don't care about how much data you use. We just charge you a small nominal fee for all of this functionality that you'll see in this demo. There is so much functionality, well worth the price, and plus we let you take advantage of that super low Twilio fee. But yes, to answer your question, this is a number that now you see in your Twilio account. So you did see that it was automatically coming in whenever I called. It came right inside the browser, right? I'll just do that one more time again to show you again. I'm calling the South Florida demo from my my Skype.
Do this. Show me how you connect that number with my cell phone so that it will ring me. Where do you do that?
I don't want to leave a message. So how do I do that? What's your cell phone number?
It's like 859-576-2050. So where did you do that in the call? Yeah.
I just forward it. Now I can. You want me to? You got another phone number? I'll forward it to both numbers at the same time.
No, I'm by myself. I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, if there's another number, you can forward this to as many numbers as you want. So now I'll just call that guy again. Now you see he's coming in here. So I don't want to pick him up. I'm going to send him to your phone. So now that's only because I'm logged in, right? Is the only reason. That's because I was actually logged into the platform. That first it comes to the browser because I'm logged in, so it gives me the option to receive it. If I don't want to receive it in the browser, then hey, you picked up.
Yeah.
If I don't want to receive it in the browser, then I can just hit this hang up call, and then it will either go to voicemail if I don't have a call forwarding set up. If I have call forwarding set up, it will go to that phone number, and then if they pick up, they're on the call. If they don't pick up, then it will go into voicemail, and I can come in and check the voicemail. Okay. But now this number is completely configured. Okay, it's configured to receive text messages. So if you send a text message to this number, it will receive this text message, and it will also even auto respond to it according to the logic in this software marketing autoresponder that I use to market my software, as you can see. And it will allow calls to come into the browser, and then it will forward them to your phone number.
So what if they wanted to receive text messages and respond to those? Would they just respond to those directly from their phone? How would that work?
No, they can respond to them right here inside the web app. So they can respond to text messages right here inside the web app, or they can respond to them. They're going to be responding them to the web app, and they can through our website. So they can either respond to them right through our website on their computer, or they can do it from their mobile device. So,
so if you sent me a text message right now, then I would have to go into the app to respond back.
If I send it to one of your numbers, yes, you're going to be responding. You're going to be responding from the app to respond to that text message. Because remember, you have to do it from the website, because you can't respond to it just from your phone, because then you'll be sending it from your phone number. You want to send it from this middleman phone number. So yeah, you're going to do it just from the app. But there is a mobile web app as well that looks just really native to Messenger. See, I'll show you.
Yeah, so as a business owner, I would get a text message, and I would know it's from business, and then I would just go to the app and just respond to it from there.
Correct. So you can see I'm gonna log into this account right here. Now this account is a limited account. This account is agent of a business. So you can see this guy has a user management section, right? Because he's able to create different users. So you can see that.
That's my next question.
You can see he can create different sub-users, and this is what a sub-user looks like. Okay, so he has.
They only see their number and their dashboard.
Correct. They only see, and they can't do number configurations. They can't create IVRs. They can't create autoresponders. But you can, for example, you can create an autoresponder and attach it to this number for this person to respond automatically to messages that come in, generic messages that you don't want this person to be bothered with. And you get to control all the auto responses for everything. But these guys also have a web. These guys also have a web view. So I'll have to log into another account to show you the actual web view, because I've got to get the link for it. So these guys have another view that's a web app that looks very similar to your Messenger on your phone. So to get that, I'm just going to get it from here. Okay, I'm getting that link from here because this is a text message that would be sent to your agent, because that's what happened. You came to textinbulk.com and you basically filled out this little button right here, right? You came to textinbulk.com, you've seen this little button here, you clicked it, you put in your information, and you hit text me now. So what literally happened in that process is my agent that is allowed to take leads from Text in Bulk received a text message on his cell phone that contained this content. So you or that agent that works for your business, he just got an incoming text, and this is the content of that incoming text. Now he can just click on this little link right here.
Yep.
So he can click on this little link. Let's take a new incognito window and click on that link. Well, that link is no longer available because I guess Google recycles these short links. Oh, no, it's not. I forgot an S. That's what's going on. So that's telling me I'm not a sub-user because I'm logged into this guy's account, and that guy's not a sub-user, he's an admin user. So now what I'm going to do is just put this in the mobile view because this is meant to be viewed on a mobile device.
Yeah.
Because remember, this is a text message that was just received on your cell phone letting you know that you have a new lead coming from this little widget. Whenever someone asks for a text message, any agent that's able to receive the leads coming from here, they get a text message on their cell phone with this link, and they just click this link and it opens up, and either they're logged in already and they see the screen behind this, or they have to log in because they're not logged in. So those guys logged in and you see this is a direct link to communicate with that lead that was coming into the platform. So it goes directly to our conversation history with me and you, because you're the one, you come in, you put your cell phone number here and say, hey, send me a text message. Now the agent that's able to handle that lead, he just gets a link, he clicks that link, and it takes you right to the chat conversation where he can send you a text message back, or he can even make a phone call and call you.
Right on, slip.
Or he can edit you. See, he can edit your information here, all that good stuff. So you see how that's happening?
Yeah. That's all good. Okay. So a couple questions. What about form to call? I'm sure you have that feature where someone goes in and says, I need a roofing quote for XYZ Main Street in any place, Indiana, USA, and then they hit submit in the form on the website. Then my contractor would then get a call saying, hey, so somebody has submitted a form, press 1 to be connected with that lead. Do you have that capability? I'm sure.
Yes, kind of, except for our form just asks you for your phone number. So kind of, yeah. So that's what this is, obviously. I mean, this is the same thing. You have this little button. So this button triggers this little form. You just put in your phone number and you click this button, call me now. And now your contractor is receiving a phone call saying you've got an incoming lead from your website. Press 1 to connect with them.
Okay. So is there any kind of code that I could put in on my own forms? Because different forms, I don't want to intimidate anyone. I want someone to maybe say, hey, to tell me what they're looking for. I need a quote on my whatever, or if it's a plumber, I've got a leak in my this, that, and the other. So to be able to drop that code maybe on my own form, so that once they hit submit, the field that has their phone number on it would then that's what I'm using right now, because
we don't have a form builder like that built already. We do have it put on the schedule to modify this functionality to allow for different fields where you could do that. Where you could do that. And we also have it on the schedule to be able to go in and basically make it where you can reconfigure this button right here to be anywhere on a page, so that you could just, instead of having this button always be right here, you could just make this button this call to action, and whenever you clicked it, this form would pop up with whatever custom fields that you have. But no, what you're asking for, like just a form that's on a website that they click, and like you're talking about something like this. You're talking about something like this, I think, where there's some form or something like this. You're talking about where there's some form like this, and whenever they submit this form, now some number is called within, and now they have the option to hit 1 to be connected with this phone number right here.
Correct. Yeah.
No, we don't have that. We have this, which is almost the same thing. You just click this button. The call to action is call or text us now. That's literally the call to action. So like with this, the thing with this is that functionality is cool to have that, where once you fill this and you hit submit, that now some other person is receiving a phone call saying press 1 to be connected with this person right here. But this person hasn't asked for a phone call, really. They haven't. They don't know that you're actually going to be calling them. That's not an assumption that they make. So now here with this form, when they know that they want you to call, they're expecting that you call. So whenever you now call and hit 1, they already know who it is, because they've literally just done this process, and 30 seconds within doing this process, they're connected with your company. So that's why we built it this way, because it just seems like this is the better option for the actual user.
I think that's a good option. I think it'd be good to have both options.
Yeah, we could build the other options. So we are powered. We are powered by Tier 5. So if you see that, we are powered by Tier 5. And Tier 5 is a software development firm with 33 full-time engineers on staff, and we're ready to support this product. And some of the features, even like this IVR feature, is a feature that came from a guy named Jonathan he's a still owner. And so the IVR feature didn't come from him, but the outbound IVR feature came as a user request. He asked if we'd already built the IVR feature, and he asked, hey, it's cool to have the IVR when people call me, that they can, press 1 to talk to sales, or press 2 to talk to customer support, or press 3 to talk to returns. But I'd like to create an IVR to collect feedback from different products and do a way for the user to order maintenance items, supplies for their still. But I want to be able to send that as an outbound call, a month after they place an order. So we were like, yeah, sure. So we just built that for them. We built this whole IVR function where now you have the traditional IVR where a user calls your phone number and they hear an options menu. Thanks for calling Chase. To report a card lost or stolen, press 1. To talk to customer support, press 2. Typically that's the way that you have it, and he asked to be able to take that same IVR and send it as an outbound call, so that whenever somebody receives a phone call, they hear something like, hey, this is John. We had a call scheduled to have the call right now. Press 1. To reschedule, press 2. To cancel the conference, press 3. So we built that just as a user request. So yeah, if it's a user request and it's something that you want, then yeah, no problem. We can add it to our workload of things to do, and we'll build it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I'd like to have both functionalities for sure. Because I've got roofing clients, I've got plumbing clients, and some people want to tell me what they want, and it says, get my free quote now or something like that. And they might think it's maybe automated, but it will have someone, for instance, in the limo business. Hey, I've got 15 passengers for October 15th. And I want it for 4 hours, and then submit, and then here's my phone number, here's this, and then submit to get my free quote now. Well, then my limo guy knows, hey, someone just submitted a form, call them and tell them we've got the availabilities or not for that day, that time, whatever.
Right. You're just wanting the form data to be sent as a text message to the limo driver or the contractor?
I like it to be as a phone call, so when they pick it up and it says, hey, someone's just submitted a form, press 1 to be connected with them. And then they can immediately say, hey, this is Todd with XYZ Limo. What day is you're looking for? Because I think when people submit a form like that, they especially in a service industry, if it's a plumber, if it's an electrician or limo company, service like on time is paramount, and I think that keeps leads from falling through the cracks. And then when my limo guy calls them back immediately, they're like, oh, wow, man, that was quick. I didn't expect anybody to get back with me that fast. Well, let's go ahead. Let's book with you guys because I know you guys are all about service, and that's what I want. Let's go. So CallRail has those features, and some of the other platforms I've used have that feature. I don't think it would be very difficult for you guys to implement.
No.
And seeing how good looking the rest of everything is. So yeah, that's definitely a feature that I have to have. And again, I think it's just a matter of just a few lines of code on your guys' end. I don't know that much, but
yeah, it's totally a feature that we can build in, no problem.
Yeah, cool. Another feature that I would like is to be able to blacklist like spammy calls from calling in, and obviously to have to blacklist those numbers manually. But like if I get a call from some sales rep trying to sell my client's SEO, I want to blacklist that for all the numbers, so those people can't call any more of my people.
Okay, that we can totally do to an extent. So at the carrier level, we can't really blacklist, but what we can do is we can have like middleware logic that sits there before the route. So that means that technically you're still going to get that call, and you're still going to be that call's still going to come in. You just won't never know about it, because whenever we see that call come in before it goes through our middleware, basically we'll call that guy a gatekeeper, because that's typically what it is with the high level CEOs and stuff. They have some little, gatekeeper there that pre-screens all their calls. So we would just build a gatekeeper where that call's still going to come in, and your gatekeeper is just going to block it. Anybody that's blacklisted, your gatekeeper isn't going to pass that call to your IVR, or pass that call to your browser, or pass it to a voicemail, or pass it from getting forwarded. He's just going to be like, yeah, go away.
Perfect. Yeah, so that my business guy's phone essentially would never ring. I mean, the call comes in, but he never gets bothered.
Correct.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So essentially, like I would pay you guys $149 a month, and then I would get my bill from Twilio.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. So next question, this is getting a little more in depth, but is there a way, because I know some other softwares have this, let's say I'm selling leads to a company, let's say I'm charging them $5 per call. Is there any way to build in a system where my client automatically gets billed, let's say $5 a call? So that the system here, let's say I have a plumber, and I say, hey, look, I charge $5 a call, and I can bill them daily, or I can bill them monthly, I can bill them weekly, and that way that's a way for me to keep up with leads and sell those leads off that way.
Yeah, there is a way, but what I would say we would need to do there is we'd need to put you through this funnel right here. We'd need to first put you through here. This is Simpossibly. Simpossibly is just an application and website that allows you to basically white label and clone this whole software, put it on your own domain, and resell this entire software to your clients, and have them not know anything about us. They just know this is your software, it's your application, and they can come in, pay a monthly fee to use the platform, and you're getting that money because it's your software. You've white labeled it. It even sits at your domain. So that's the only way that we have to make extensive customizations to the platform. Like the first two things that you asked me for, we can obviously build that, no problem. And I will guarantee you that we will build those two things because you asked for them, and we can see we can see a generic usage that the rest of our users would also get a good net benefit from having those two functionalities. This third functionality that you've asked for this custom billing integration, we can build that. Obviously, we can build anything as a software firm that does nothing but build software for other software companies. But what I don't think would be advisable is to build that functionality into this platform, because I don't think that the overall user base would actually understand that functionality and get a net benefit from using it. So I think that type of functionality would be better built isolated, where only you're going to have that functionality, and that you're just using like a custom spin-off version of our flagship product, of our applications. And because that's going to be a pretty in-depth customization that we're going to need to spend some time talking about exactly how that would work, exactly how it's set up, and then build that functionality. And I think that would be a functionality that would be pretty unique to you. And if other users needed that functionality as well, then now they would basically be paying you to be able to use the version of this platform that you had custom developed.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, that's okay. So back to the Simpossibly thing, that is basically just a white label version of this.
Yeah, Simpossibly. Well, what Simpossibly is it allows you to white label your own version like this. Like, for example, if you go to app.getcloudtext.com, you will see that it looks very similar to this software right here. You'll see that this software right here and this software right here look virtually identical, right? That's because this is a white labeled user. This is somebody who's went through this platform right here, and they have basically purchased this software, white labeled it as their own, because now what they're going to do is this person is going to go and compete with us. They're going to compete with our software and get their own users into the platform. You know, they're going to charge their own price, whatever price they want to charge, and then they're going to keep, instead of our company getting the $149 a month that you're going to pay, then you'd be paying them, you know, $200 a month, and they're going to keep all that money. They just white label our software, so they license our software in a way that they can resell it to their own clients.
Right. So I mean, that's what. So, and of course they're making a lot of money off that. How would that work? So here's my. So I'll buy a number, I'll attach it to a lead page, and I'll charge a company, you know, a flat fee for SEO and tracking and all that. Some of my clients, one in particular, are heavy users. I know. Are you familiar with Invoca or Invoco or something like that?
I'm not. No.
There's some kind of phone software similar to this, but my client is paying like $700 a month for that. On this white label, is there a way to bill them for their usage, or is it just has to be a flat fee?
So when you white label it, you control the pricing, so you can set pricing however you want. So with that, you have two options. You have an automated option where you just set a plan up. So you just say, hey, this is $50 a month, this is $99 a month, it's $300 a month, like we do, and then you put them on that plan. Or you can do the manual option, which is you do custom pricing for them. And basically what you do is you go into your Twilio account, you create a sub account for them, and you just you go into the platform, you just create them basically a free account, and put their Twilio credentials into the platform that you've created from them as a sub account, and then you just collect your fee, your initial fee that you're going to collect from them, and you're going to run a report on Twilio every month, see how much usage that they've used in Twilio, and then multiply that by your covariant, your upcharge, and then come up with their invoice for that month. A little more manual.
So is there a way to automate that?
Yeah, obviously. So like I said, as a software firm, we can automate anything, and we can do anything. So
yeah. So if I could automate that, that would be fantastic. And you know, I work with a bunch of other marketers as well, that are looking for a lot of features like this, where I could essentially white label and sell to them.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. All right. I guess one of my final questions is going to be, so there is a way for me to automate that billing from Twillo, from their usage. How would we automate that? What would we use? Like,
well, I would say your users would come in and they would basically pre-charge their account. They would prepay for stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then you would maybe, and that would be something we'd obviously have to talk about because it's all custom development. But my initial logic would think that you'd have some covariant, you'd have some rate that you're saying, hey, I'm charging X per this, I'm charging 5 cents per minute or SMS. So you can buy them in these chunks. You can buy them in $100 chunks or $50 chunks or anything like that. So and then maybe for each account you may attach an overflow balance, like the amount of negative credit that you're willing to allow them to accumulate before you're going to bill them. Or you could do it automatically as well, but their billing could always fail. So they'd come in and pay, they'd attach their credit card, they'd pay by an initial amount of credits, and then we would just set limits on your Twillo sub account through the API. We just set a limit basically saying, hey, we want to convert, you're charging 5 cents per text message. So we're just going to convert that and do the math to translate that into the limit that we want to set to Twillo and say, hey, set this limit on the Twillo side or just on our side. We could keep track of the credits, and as soon as they run out of credits, just authorize your card again and charge another $50 or another $100, whatever chunks of refill that they set. Let's say they go in and you give them the option that you want them to be able to refill in chunks of $100. So once they run out of credits, as soon as they run out of credit spam, you just go ahead and hit their card again, capture another $100 from their card, and they keep going.
They kind of pre-purchase those credits and
right.
And yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay.
You could do it post-purchase if you want to. I just wouldn't advise that because it's not a profitable business model, because you're taking all the liability and the risk that they're going to actually fork over the payment. And if they don't fork over the payment, then you're stuck with the data charge.
Exactly. And it would just buy those chunks as they were used. It wouldn't be on any particular schedule or anything like that.
Correct. I mean, you could charge them a monthly fee. You could charge them a monthly fee, sure. Yeah.
Well, I would just rather do a pay per usage kind of deal. Because what I'm trying to do is they're getting
that's already on my board, as by the way. So I've got, I maintain a list of features on the one of the 3 whiteboards that's surrounding me right now, and one of them I maintain just for this platform, because this whole platform's my brainchild. So I've run a company that's full of software developers. I'm a developer myself. This has been mostly my brainchild. Some help from a couple of our users have given, some UI changes or some feature requests. And then I've managed everything. So I keep a board of, I've got a lot invested in this application. I mean, I've got over 6,000 hours of software development invested in this application. We're still supporting it, and we're still building on, adding even new features. I mean, we're about to release a really good new feature next week, and then we'll release another really cool chunk of features in should be right around this date right here. So November the 1st or on Halloween sometime there. So we'll release but one of the features that's on my board, it's not in an active sprint, it's just in a planning list, is that pay-as-you-go flow. And building all the logic and integrations for that pay-as-you-go flow.
Yeah, okay.
I just myself didn't want to adapt the pricing model, because that's what these guys have. These guys have a pay-as-you-go flow, and they're charging you. You can see they're charging you. They're charging you 10 times. Actually, they're charging you like 13 times the amount that's Twillo charging you. And that's their price model. Their price model is just data upcharge. So we left our price model as we're just going to charge a small service fee to use our platform. And we're not going to upcharge the data, because if you're sending a lot of data, like I send a lot of text messages through the platform because I run informational services through my campaigns. But if you're doing a lot of data, then this charge, I mean, you can clearly see when I did that calculation for you, if you remember that calculation I did for you, it was something like 17,000 text messages or something we were giving you for this price. Imagine that's for these guys, it's custom pricing. So they're charging you 300 for 3,000. If you get to the point that you're sending out 20,000 text messages, these guys, I guarantee you, are charging at least $1,000 for that, because they're considering you using big data. Where with us, if you wanted to send out 20,000 text messages, I mean, that's going to be like $300, $310.
Right. So then,
nonetheless, we have that if you go flow on the board to do what they're doing and to just upcharge the data and let people, instead of saying, yeah, I'll pay $99 a month or $149 a month just to use your features and have a data charge, we're adapting. We're building out a pay-as-you-go flow so that you can choose. Just pay $149 a month and we'll charge you 7 cents per text message, and you can just pay more because you don't understand math. No problem.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I'm wondering if I white labeled it for, let's say, obviously I'm going to white label it for my customers. And so that they'll get a bill from me. So I'll do a monthly and then a per minute and per text message bill. Kind of think about this for a second. So if I white labeled it for other marketers, would they somehow have those same capabilities to bill their clients that way?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, if you white label the software and then we go in and make custom modifications for you on that white labeled version, then I would assume in that white label version, what you would be doing is you would be allowing other marketing companies to come in and be users of the platform and basically run the same type of business that you do, where they're doing the same type of operations and charging their clients to basically have leads generated and delivered to them through the platform, and they're charging per that basis.
Right on. So let me ask you this, man. Like if I did that, how would you guys make more money? I mean, I obviously want you to have a action too.
So with that, we would make money. We make money from the white label fee. Okay, so you pay a licensing fee just like a user. You pay a licensing fee every month to have the system white labeled.
Yeah.
And then we make some money from the customization. So we bill a flat rate of $25 an hour for any of the customizations that you're going to want on top of your platform. So, and what you've given me already is probably going to be about 200 hours worth of customization. So some of the stuff is going to be pretty straightforward that we'll just do on our own because it's generic and it could be beneficial for all users. But the unique billing system, so the pay-as-you-go system, and that honestly, some of that is if you can wait and hold off on the time, then you wouldn't have to pay the customization fee because it's on our schedule to be built already.
Yeah.
So, but we make money just from the white label fee. So obviously you're paying us a monthly license to use the software, and we're making money from there.
What is the monthly? Is that the $149 or whatever?
No, that monthly until Friday is $297, and then I think it's 1 day and 10 hours and 41 minutes. At this time, the price is going up from this $297 to this $497 a month. But with this, you obviously get a domain name. If you don't have one you want to use already, you get a domain name. You get an SSL certificate. You get the hosting provided. So we set the hosting and everything up for you. You get the merchant account set up, and you get the software cloned, set up behind your domain on your server. set up and running, so it's white labeled to you and your brand.
If you want to start your own business and be able to.
Okay, so the white labeling is $297.
Correct. If you take advantage of it relatively quickly. So it's right now it's $297, but like I said, you can see this price is going up to $497 and just a day. So, but yes, right now it's $297.
Okay. And so, okay, so to white label, so then I could charge
whatever you want. You can charge $297 a month for your client to use it. You could charge $297 a month for one user. For this user right here, the same user we charge $149 for easily. You could charge $297 for that user if you want, and then it doesn't cost you anything to use the system. And then obviously you get the second user paying the same price, and it doesn't cost you anything to use the system, and in fact you're getting paid $300 to use the system.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll probably do that. Because I know people. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's see if I got. Well, I'll be paying. Let's see here. What is it? $297? You say?
Yeah, $297 a month.
And then I would be paying $149 anyway. So
right, you're just paying double pretty much, but now you can resell the platform as your own. You can say, hey, this is my software, this is my CRM, my software provides all this. You can come in and pay $50 a month, use it unlimitedly, or you can pay $300 a month, or you charge your client whatever you want. We don't care about that. We don't care how many clients you get or what you charge them. You do $1 million worth of sales to this platform, and you keep $1 million and just pay us. Well, you keep almost $1 million. You keep $1 million and just pay us our $297. If you get it on the offer right now, if you wait till later, then you'll be paying us $497. So.
Yeah. So then basically, I just hook in with their Twilio, and
yeah, the platform you're getting is just a copy of this. It's a white labeled version of this. It just has your logo, your domain, and it's connected to your merchant account, and it's your users and your customers, and you keep the money that they're paying. But yeah, it works just like our platform.
Right. So, okay, just run through the built-in CRM real quick, so I know all the capabilities of that.
Yeah,
and then I'll let you go.
So the built-in, and there's a lot of other features we haven't talked about, by the way, and I'll try to hit all of them. Like, for example, this JV affiliates right here, this list is coming from Facebook. Whenever somebody fills out my Facebook ad, they're being put automatically onto this list. But some of the features of the CRM is on any particular list, you can go in and you can turn that into an opt-in list by adding SMS keywords. So you can go in and add an SMS keyword like JV affiliates. So if people text JV affiliates to any of your phone numbers, they will be added to that list as an opt-in. You can obviously add individual leads. You can upload an entire list from your CRM or some data dump that you've got somewhere else. Like, let's say you want to do a Stripe data dump or something like that. You can upload your own lead list. You can import contacts right from your mobile phone if you want to. So you can download our mobile application and then just use this code right here to get all the contacts from your mobile phone, or you can get this list and you can get this number and you can send it out as a text message to all your contacts in your phone and ask them just to share their contacts with you. And all they do is download our app. They put in that number, select the contacts that they want to share, and they're instantly added on this list. So those are basically the list-wise things. Your lists are just your way to obviously segment all your contacts. You could have like I have. You could have your different. These are actual affiliates promoting this software, right? Well, they're promoting ClickConnect, so these are actual affiliates that are promoting ClickConnect right now. These are domain leads from 1011, so these are somewhere in here are actual clients and possibly clients. So obviously your list is just your way to segment your leads. So now once you're on that list, you can go in and select all your people. You can see all these green objects are people with a cell phone. These blue objects are landline. If you see anything that's yellow, then that means they're using a Twilio or some other VoIP number. And if you see something that's red, it's just not a valid number format. So now your options here is you can go in and select everybody. You can give them a call. And sometimes this is looking weird because I've got this plugin right here, browser extension, that's overriding JavaScript and views on the page. So anyways, you go in and call everybody. Now, whenever you call everybody, you can either upload an audio file that you have. You can select from an audio recording that you've recorded previously in the platform. You can select one of those IVRs I showed you about, like the scheduled call IVR. That just means the user is going to receive a call that says, hey, this is John. We had a call scheduled for now. If you want to start the call right now, press 1. If you need to reschedule, press 2. So you can select one of those IVRs and send those out, or you can just record audio on the fly. If you want to choose to send a text message to the people while you're calling them, if they use a cell phone, you can send that out at the same time that you're calling them. You can select your different phone numbers so you can see. It's easy to tell what your phone numbers are for because this one was that South Florida demo. That's why we give them a nice name and an alias. So you can select the phone number that you want to call them from, and you can either select to call them right now, or you can pick them at a relative later date. So you can see the time zone that everybody's in, and you can just pick a day and time, and that will be sent out to that person according to their local time. So you have all those call functionalities. You also have this browser dialer functionality where you just give a disposition time. That disposition time is the amount of time you want to wait in between calls. You select a phone number and you go, and basically it will call your first person. You can have a chat with that first person. Whenever you're done with that chat, it's going to wait that disposition time before it will connect you automatically with the next person. That disposition time is meant so that you can go in and leave a custom note about that actual communication that you had. So you can just leave some notes about follow-up notes or things that you need to do, or you could go in and you could use that time to move that person from one list to another list, or copy them from one list to another list, so they can be multiple lists, or you can even assign them to one of your agents, one of the workers that you've added as a user that work for your company. You can assign that list to them, or you can delete them because they're no good or whatever. So that's what the browser dialer allows you to do. Just call that person, wait for your disposition time. If you put a disposition time of 30 seconds, then it will call that person. When this call is over and disconnects, it will wait 30 seconds and then automatically dial and connect that person, and do that until it exhausts however many people that you selected. For SMS, you can just obviously go in, select everybody. You can use an SMS template. So you've got these message templates down here. You can create SMS templates and email templates, and you can just pick from that template and send them out that information from that template. So
cool. So it's kind of a pretty powerful built-in CRM as well.
Yeah, you pick your phone number. You can either schedule that SMS now or later. Same thing, obviously, with the MMS. You can do the same thing. You can give your content, the text content. You can choose your image file, select your phone number, and either send it to them now or later. Same thing with the email, pretty much. With the email, you can just go in and you can select from one of your email templates that you already have saved, or you can just obviously give the content on the fly for your email and send out that email to those people. You can move or copy them all from one list to another list in bulk, or you can assign them in bulk to one of your actual agents.
Cool.
So if you look at any of the individual objects, so anytime this person pops up, you can always leave a note about them. You can always just individually transfer them from one list to another list. You can edit their information whenever you want. You can assign them to another agent. You can delete them, or you can send them out a text message. You can call them. You can email them.
Cool, man. That's slick. All right, so I got to run to a lunch meeting, but yeah, this is impressive.
Yeah, there's still several things we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about the autoresponder. We haven't talked about the widget management. We haven't went through the IVR, all of which are just additional platforms, and they're just additional features in the platform. So you can see it's totally working. It's a huge platform. It's very, very, very powerful.
Can you hit the high points in 5 minutes? on those other ones?
Yeah, the IVR just allows you to go in and create those options menus, like put in conference. Guy receives a phone call. He hears an audio. This is John. We had a conference call scheduled right now. To join the conference, press 1. To schedule a conference at a later date, press 2. He hits 1, he's added into the conference. He hits 2, he's routed to a voicemail. So I can go in. If I want to add option 3, I can add option 3. I can record some audio here that says, hey, congratulations, you just pressed option 3. That's the magic option that didn't exist before. So that's a hidden option. And I can either ask him for more input after this, or I can forward him to another phone number, or I can send him the voicemail, or I can trigger a text message to be sent out to whatever number that I pick, a static number plus whoever calls me. So I can send 2 different text messages, one to the caller and one to me, my cell phone, because I want to get notification that someone just hit that option to do something, right? So that's basically the IVR, the widget management. In a nutshell, the widget management just allows you to go in and create a new widget. And whenever you create that new widget, what you're creating is this guy right here. So you create this guy, it gets deployed you just get 1 line of code, and you stick that on a website, and now these guys are instantly connected either through live call or text message with an agent of your business. Whatever the agent is that you've picked, you can pick as many agents as you want to be able to receive the leads coming from this form. And then at a real high level, the autoresponder, you already saw part of it. I've got this one for software marketing. So basically, I've got all these auto responses. If somebody asks me, who is this? Who are you? What's your name? What is your name? Who am I speaking with? They're going to receive this text message. This is John, the founder of www.clickconnect.co. If somebody sends me a text message that's, how may I help you? How may we help you? What's up? What do you want? How can I help? Any of those things, I'm going to send them this text message. I was wanting to see if you would be interested in learning more about how my software, ClickConnect.co, can help you generate, manage, follow up, and convert leads. So you get the point of this. If they say yes, because I'm going to send them a question that actually says, hey, is this company name? Because I'm just getting the other things I didn't show you about, all these different lead generation tools. So I'll go in and generate leads, and I'll say, hey, I want to generate leads in New York that are marketing companies. So I'll just run this search, and then I'll get a list of all the marketing companies back in New York, and I'll find the ones that use the cell phone, and I'll say, hey, is this company name? And if they hit yes, if they reply yes, then they're going to get that. They're going to get this auto response here that says, great. You know,
what was that lead generation part? What was that again?
That lead generation part? Oh, that's this. So these are, if you want everybody that registered a domain yesterday, then you just go to this newly registered domain leads, and you can get a list like this.
What about the Google leads? What's that?
That's 587. If you want, for example, all the software companies in Indianapolis, Indiana, you just run that Google Leads. Here you see there's 151 of them. This is every software company that has a Google business listed in Indianapolis, Indiana. If you want to find all the Columbus real estate companies in Columbus, Indiana, you just run that search. There's 140 of them. You want to find Columbus, Indiana car dealers, you're just running those Google searches. So anything that...
You can choose to send them a message?
Yeah, obviously you can come in and say, like, here's...
So you just build a list out of them?
Yeah, you just build a list. Like, you want to find real estate agents, and you want to...
That's top notch, bro. That's top notch. So
here's all the real estate agents in Columbus, Indiana that used a cell phone number for their Google listing. So now obviously I can just send them out a text message, and I can have a template text message that says, hey, do you want to get, it could say, hey, company name, do you want more leads coming that really want to buy a house? And these guys are all realtors, so they probably do want that. Somebody's on days with me.
F, dude. All right, cool, man. I've got to run. I'm gonna jump in on this, and so what I might do, I'm just gonna jump in and grab it for the next day or so, and because I've got a bunch of people that would really love this. I think if we had the functionality to bill per call. So like where we could sell to our clients in in blocks, like you said, blocks of messages. I think that's and the form to call. I mean, that's
Well, we'll definitely build that form to call. The billing ability, we have that on the workload, and we have our own version of it built. But I think I think if you're going to white label the platform, I think it's worth having a conversation with you and speaking more in depth about exactly how you would like it to be built, instead of, because it seems like something custom is going to suit you more than something generic that would suit a bunch of other people. So we just had a conversation about what would be the best way that it would work for you. And since you've white labeled the platform and that's your version of the software, we'll just build it unique to you instead of in a generic, ambiguous way that fills most of your requirements and most of other people's requirements, but not your exact requirements. Because if it's your software, you're white labeling it, you might as well get your exact requirements fulfilled.
Exactly. Yeah, right on. Okay, cool, man. Maybe we need to chat again soon. I don't know how soon. About that feature, because yeah. So I would just set those users up in Twilio as like sub users.
Correct. As sub accounts.
Yeah, and then I'm basically white labeling Twilio is what I'm doing too, in a sense.
Correct. That's what Zingle and everybody else is doing. They never tell you about tell you about Twilio. But I know they're using them, because if you go and look at the phone numbers you can get and look from on Twilio, they're the same phone numbers. And I mean, phone numbers can't exist on two different carriers. I mean, two different SIP providers can't provide the same number, only one can. So they're totally
So I'm gonna flip everything. So I have to tell CallRail and Twilio to move all my stuff, and then I'm gonna need to tell you to move my stuff. Have to give you that.
Yeah, your stuff is moved automatically as soon as you put in this information. As soon as you put in your Twilio, as soon as you put in this, you'll see all your information in here.
And then I'll have to go in on my own and configure where to forward those numbers to. That's fine. And then I can put a whisper message on them too, right?
Yes, you sure can. That's what that intro. That's what this intro audio is. Intro audio is a whisper message.
Right on, man. I've got people waiting on me for lunch. I got to run. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
This is all get out. So cool, man. Cool. All right, man. I appreciate it. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, you too, buddy.
Yeah. Bye, David.